What's up, guys? Welcome back here. Today I'm back here with another video, and the NBA draft just finished not that long ago, so I'm gonna be doing my grades for every NBA team based on how I think they did in the draft. That includes draft day trades, and that also includes their overall picks just in general. But if you enjoyed, drop a like on this video, comment down below any new video ideas, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. At 53 right now, the goal is 100 by the end of the year. The month's ticking away. Hopefully we can get a big boom. But now let's get started. So the first team is the Atlanta Hawks. I'm going to be giving them a B- only because I don't think they really need it on Onyeka unless they think about trading Clint Capella or John Collins. But I don't think they're trading any of them. You have the 6th pick. They were good talent. You could have got Denny. You could have got a new 2-guard. I think that's really what you needed. Tyrese would have still been there. He's a really good talent. That would have been a really good fit. But I like the Skylar Mays pick, a good combo guard that could come off the bench to back up Kevin Huerter, because I don't think DeAndre Bembry is going to be a very decent rotational player for the Hawks. Skylar Mays will hopefully become that very soon. For the Celtics, I'm going to also be giving them a B-. I think the Aaron Nesmith pick is just decent. That's a decently good pick. He's a great shooter. Peyton Pritchard's a good backup point guard, but there were definitely some better backup point guards available. And yeah, Madar, hopefully if Peyton Pritchard fails, you get another raw prospect to beat that. But the problem was they only made one trade, and that was trading pick 30 for 2 second-round picks. The Celtics shouldn't have kept their picks, but they decided to trade pick 30 for just 2 second-round picks. That was honestly not a very good deal. I feel like they could have got players who would help them win now and not just a couple second-round picks. I feel like that was a bust of a trade. For the Nets, I'm honestly going to give them a B+ because they didn't really need young talent, any players who were going to help them win now, but know their role well. And in the draft, they did a 3-team trade where they gave up Saddiq Bey, which was the 19th pick. They did give up Desmond Musa. They did give up a 2021 second. And they did get good talent back, as they did get Landry Shamet, a really good shooter. And they got Bruce Brown, another really good shooter. Both guys who know their role. I think that's a very good dub for them. And still getting the 57th pick where you can draft Reggie Perry, a good role-playing big man that can hopefully help you in the future. I call that a dub for the Nets. For the Atlanta Hawks, I'm going to give them an A- because I just love the LaMelo Ball pick. You finally get a guy you could build around for the future, a hopefully superstar. And then you also get 2 young bigs, because that's the only position you don't have any young talent in. Cody Zeller's not going to be it. So you get guys like Vernon Carey and Nick Richardson, so hopefully you could develop for the future. And then even though you didn't need another point guard, Grant Riller would be such a steal, the 56th pick. He is so talented, and he could provide immediate help for the Charlotte Hornets. For the Chicago Bulls, I'm going to give them, honestly, a D, because Patrick Williams is a good player, but he was such a reject pick 4. And with all this other talent available, you decided to go with Marko Sinovic to backup center when you already have good backup centers in Daniel Gafford, and you also have Wendell Carter Jr. back. I don't think you really needed him. Honestly, if you wanted to go youth, you could have got a good backup point guard with Grant Riller still on the board. He would have been a good backup to Kobe White. But yeah, I don't think it was a very good day for the Chicago Bulls in my opinion. The Cleveland Cavaliers, I'm going to give them a B. They got 1 pick. They chose Isaac Okoro. Very good fit. He's a really good defender. Will help out Sexton and Garland really well. Even though they didn't make many moves, that was still a really good move for them. So I would give them a B. The Mavs, I'm going to give them an A-. Getting Josh Green, a really good 3-and-D wing, would help out really much. And then you get Tyrell Terry, an automatic sharpshooter, hopefully be the Seth Curry replacement. And speaking of Seth Curry, they traded him away for Josh Richardson in the 36th pick. We got them Tyler Bey, which honestly is an L for losing one of the best shooters in the league. But then you got hopefully his replacement, Tyrell Terry. Got another really good defender in Tyler Bey and Josh Richardson. If he can boost up his consistency, it would be a really nice fit with the Mavs. The Nuggets, I'm going to give a B because they got Zeke Naji at 22, which I think they could have got him a little bit later. There's other really good bigs. I think they could have got him a little bit later, could have traded down. But I think he was a good fit with Paul Millsap expiring. They would need that new power forward to fill in. And Zeke Nnaji can hopefully be that, just in case Paul Mills was on the comeback, or Jeremy Grant. And at 24, you traded for RJ Hampton, which I don't think you need to give a future first because you don't know what your team will look like. And that pick will probably be better than 24. But getting a scoring guard like RJ Hampton would be perfect off the bench. And I just feel like that was a dub pick for them. So because of that, they got a really good grade. Honestly, y'all might hate me for this, but for the Pistons, I'm going to give a C to. I just didn't think they had a really good draft day. I think Killian Hayes was a good pick. He would fit really well to be the Derrick Rose replacement. I think Saddiq Bey at 19 was a good pick, but what you traded to get Saddiq Bey was not needed. As you got Saddiq Bey, Desmond Musa, Jalen Hands, Ronnie Magruder in a second, and you traded away Luke Kennard, Bruce Brown, and 3 of your seconds. Luke Kennard and Bruce Brown, I don't think is worth a bad contract in Ronnie Magruder, whoever Jalen Hands is. A raw prospect in Desmond Musa and a 3-and-D wing when you have already a defensive wing in Sekou Doumbouya. I'm not really sure, especially when you're trading your young asset. You should trade guys like Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin, and build around that young core. But instead, you're trading your young core for even rawer prospects. I don't really know how to feel about that one. Isaiah Stewart at pick 16 was honestly way of a reach. And getting Saben Lee at pick 38, I don't know if he'll be any good. They were very good backup point guards if you really wanted one. He was not really going to be one. And honestly, I'm going to down that grade from a C to a C-. Honestly, with the Warriors, I honestly want to give them an A, but I'm going to give them an A-. Wiseman was a very good pick based on fit. Honestly, you really should have traded a pick, but I like the pick anyway. Nico Mannion is an amazing pick at pick 48. He'll be a perfect backup point guard. And then Justin Jessup, I have no clue who that is, not even going to lie. But, man, hopefully he becomes a good backup guard, too. Hopefully with Jordan Poole, maybe come backup 2, backup 3. But I just really like the draft for the Warriors. The only thing I was mad about was how they didn't make any trades. The Rockets, I'm going to give a C+ because you traded away your 16th pick, which was Isaiah Stewart and Trevor Ariza for a future Pistons pick. And the Pistons do not look like they'll be good anytime soon. So hopefully that pick becomes really valuable, and then you could use that as a future asset. But then selecting Kenyon Martin, I don't think that was a very good pick. I think there were other talented players available. That includes guys like Reggie Perry could have been a good pick. Cassius Stanley would have been a good pick. You still have Paul Reed. You still had Miles Powell. Those would have been all good picks instead of Kenyon Martin Jr., but they wanted to take the risk, and hopefully it pays out for him. The Pacers had one pick, which they used to draft Cassius Stanley at 54, and because of that, I'm going to give him a B-. I think Cassius Stanley was a decent pick. He could be a good backup guard. And honestly, with Oladipo saying he want out, he may have to be the replacement until they find out who they're going to put at the 2 position, unless they want to move Malcolm Brogdon back to the 2. But I think Malcolm Brogdon's lost at the 1. Hopefully Cassius Stanley can be a really good 2 guard in the NBA. For the Clippers, I'm honestly going to give them a B+ because they got really good picks and they traded away Landry Shamet and honestly a bunch of seconds and got Luke Kennard and a bunch of Detroit seconds, which could use trade assets, which I think that'll be a really good fit. I feel like Luke Kennard can shoot as well as almost shoot as well as Landry Shamet, but able to create his shot better and get his defense up. That'll be good. And he still was able to draft Daniel Oturu, a really good big, who could be a really good backup if Montrezl Harrell decides to leave. And Jay Scrubb, he looks like he could be kind of raw. Hopefully you could develop him, because with Lou Williams aging, you're going to need some more guard depth. And if Paul George leaves, you're definitely going to need some more guard depth. So Jay Scrubb can hopefully be something for them. The Lakers are going to get a B+, because all they did was trade pick 28 and Danny Green to get yourself a really good point guard in Dennis Schroeder. I call it a double of a trade. The Grizzlies, I'm also going to get a B+ too, because I honestly love their selections they made. Not like love to make them up to the A selection, but they're a good selection nonetheless. They traded 2 second-round picks to get Desmond Bane, a really good 2 guard. With Dylan Brooks showing some inconsistencies, he could be a really good shooter that could really help out with their consistency issues, and he'll be able to knock down some threes with consistency, hopefully become a slightly better defender. And then with pick 35, you traded pick 40 and 2022 second to get a really good guy who could fit really well in Xavier Tillman, who I think that was a decent pick, but they trade away Robert Woodard, who I honestly thought was the better player. But getting good fit is really good for the Grizzlies, and that will help them out for the future very well. For the Heat, I have to give them an 8. They got a huge steal in Precious Achiuwa at 20, and he's an amazing fit. I just love that fit for the Heat. I feel like that just makes them even scarier as they lack some size and some decent versatility. The big man spot other than Bam, and Precious Achiuwa literally brings that for them. That's just perfect. The Bucks, I'm going to give a B- to Jordan Nwora was an amazing pick at pick 45. Getting yourself a good scoring wing who was beasting out at Louisville. I feel like that's a really good fit for them. But people haven't even lower than that, so maybe they could have gone with a lower pick, but that's a great pick talent-wise. And then you got Sam Morril with the last pick as part of the Jrue Holiday trade. I'm still not the hugest fan of the Jrue Holiday trade, but I get it to help you win now. Sam Morril, considered the Luka Doncic of the Mountain West. I feel like that's a decent pick, but there are many other scorers that you could get, right? Other better playmakers that you could get. So I thought it was an okay pick, but it could have been better. So that's B-. As for the Timberwolves, they get a B+ for me. They chose the right fit by getting Anthony Edwards at 1. And then they also decided to get Leandro Bolmaro at pick 23 as they traded with the Knicks, giving up 25th and 33, which the Knicks honestly got 23 for less than that. So I call that kind of an L. But Bolmaro, hopefully you can get him to play to start the season so that you can play him. And getting Jaden McDaniels was such a huge dub for them. That was a really good pick. They traded away the 17th pick, and that got you 25-20 Ricky Rubio. Ricky Rubio is a good veteran center, point guard to have, and then you'll have really good young depth next to him. With the New Orleans Pelicans, I gave him a C- because with all the stacked up point guards you have, you decided to go to pick 13 and pick Kira Lewis Jr. Honestly, when there were some better point guards available like Cole Anthony, you decided to get Kira Lewis. I don't know what that means. That means Lonzo Ball may not be your future point guard, or you just stacked up a point guard. You really didn't need one. You needed bench depth at other positions. Maybe a young backup center was what you needed, even though you shouldn't have gotten pick 13. There were some good wings you could have got in, like Saddiq Bey, who would have been a perfect fit for them. But I guess they just decided to go for another point guard. I just thought that was a bad pick. And as for the Knicks, I'm going to give him a C+. Obi Toppin was a decent pick. You already had Julius Randle, who was honestly kind of played like your best player last year. So I guess that means he's going to be expandable now. But getting Obi Toppin was good, even though there was guys like Danny Avdija or Tyrese Haliburton who honestly would have been better players to pick. But Obi Toppin's a decent pick. And then Emmanuel Quickley at 25. They made a really good trade where they traded, I think, 27 and like 38 to get 23, and they traded 23 for 25 at 33. That was an amazing trade. But then you used 25 to get Emmanuel Quickley, who was projected to be a mid-second round pick. That was way too much of a reach. And then you didn't even pick with 23 as he went to the Clippers, who went to the Timberwolves. Yeah, I just thought that Emmanuel Quickley pick was such an L, and Obi Toppin was an okay pick, but there were some better talents available that the draft was not the best for them. For Thunder, I'm low-key going to give it A to, because I know the plan they're taking, and I think it's a smart plan. Their plan is to go raw players who have high potential. Getting aside like Pokusevski, that was a good pick at 17. You trade away Vader and Ricky Rubio and your later first-round picks to take on him, because you know if he doesn't develop very well soon, you don't need that because you don't want to win yet. It'll take some time for him to develop, and with the Thunder's development skills, he could become a really good player in the near future. And then they also got pick 34, Theo Maledon, another raw prospect that you could take a risk on, but it'll be worth the wait as you got him in the Al Horford trade, where you also got a future first, which I think that was a good deal, because I feel like they'll try to revive Al Horford for 1 year and then trade him off for like another late first or something like that, which that would be such a steal if they are able to do that. And then you trade for Rich Krejci. I don't know who that is, but he's going to have to probably spend some time internationally. If that happens, that'll be such a dub, because you don't need him yet. You'll just need him to develop even more, get more veteran. And they traded Cassius Winston in a second for him and Admiral Schofield. Schofield will be a young role player to develop. Cassius Winston's more of a veteran to help out good teams. And that's just a really good trade in my opinion for the Thunder, and I just thought their draft day was amazing. The Magic are going to get an A- for me. It looked like they lost star power in scoring, and Cole Anthony provides well to them. Even though he's inconsistent, he's probably going to be one of the best players in this draft class, and if If he improves on his consistencies, he could easily replace Markelle Fultz, and I just think it's an amazing pick. The Sixers I'm going to give a B+ to because Tyrese Maxey at 21 was honestly a steal, but I don't know how he'll fit on that Sixers roster. But he was one of the most talented players available, and I thought that was a good pick. Isaiah Joe, he's meh. But Paul Reed at 58 is such a steal. He honestly could have been a mid, maybe early second-round pick. Getting him all the way back at 58 was such a talent steal. And then you also got Seth Curry by trading away pick 36 and Josh Richardson. Honestly, was a huge double trade for them. Both up for the Mavs too. But getting yourself one of the best shooters in the league next to Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, along with getting Danny Green, getting rid of Al Horford's contract and a future first and second. Getting shooters around Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid is what you need, and doing these on draft days were just huge deals for the Sixers. The Phoenix Suns, I'm going to give them a D because Jalen Smith is honestly a good fit for them, but there were way better talented players available for them and other players that could fit well, like getting yourself a good point guard for the future was also something you really needed. And with Tyrese Halliburton available, with Kira Lewis Jr., with Cole Anthony available, those were guys you honestly should have picked. If you really wanted Jalen Smith, he was not going to fall past 14. You could have traded down. And the only reason why you would have went to 14 is because the Celtics really wanted him badly. You could have traded down to like 13, get other assets, and then take Jalen Smith so then the Celtics don't take him. No one was going to take him within those top 13 picks. For the Portland Trail Blazers, I'm going to give them a C+. You got yourself an undersized wing in CJ Elleby, which I don't know how he'll fit being a 3 in the league. He'll probably have to be like more of a 2. He's honestly not what you really needed as you had Gary Trent and CJ McCollum, but he's an aggressive scorer, and hopefully he can be something for the future for the Blazers. And as for the Kings, they get the A+ award because they got my boy Tyrese Halliburton all the way at 12, which was such a steal pick. And then you got a future second along with pick 40 for pick 35, which you Grizzlies got Xavier Tillman. And they honestly got Robert Woodard, which is such an amazing pick. And honestly, I would take him over Xavier Tillman in my opinion. He could be a future 3 position as Harrison Barnes is aging, and it'll be a perfect pick. And then you get yourself a dog in Jahmi'us Ramsey. You needed a Corey Joseph replacement, and he can easily be that. Spurs are going to get a C from me. They got some of the best talents available left with Devin Vassell and Trey Jones. But honestly, you really didn't need them because you're already stacked with guards. Maybe getting some wings or preferably some bigs would have been perfect, especially at pick 41. The Raptors get a B+ for me. Honestly, I thought they made great selections. Malachi Flynn at 29 and Jalen Harris at 59. With Kyle Lowry aging and Fred VanVleet maybe wanting to go elsewhere, you're going to need those guards to hopefully replace them. And getting a good guy like Malachi Flynn and Jalen Harris were great. I feel like they could have got a big man like Killian Tilly at 59 instead of Jalen Harris, but I'm not mad at the pick, and I honestly like him very much. For the Jazz, I'm going to give them a C as well. Honestly, you reach for Udoka Azubuike. He was probably going to be there in the second round, which you could have gotten, which you did trade in the second round, trading a future second to get pick 39, which got you Elijah Hughes, which I like that. Another scoring wing is really what you need off the bench. But getting Udoka at pick 27 was honestly not what you needed. You needed extra bench spark, and Elijah Hughes was that, but Udoka Azubuike was not needed. And then on top of that, you traded pick 38 and Tony Bradley for free. Are you kidding me? And finally, the Washington Wizards. No cap. They're honestly going to get an A- from me. Denny Avdija was such a steal at pick 9. And getting yourself a new backup point guard in Cassius Winston was such a steal in my opinion. Getting him and a future second round pick for just Admiral Schofield and Vich Krejci, who I'm not super knowledgeable about, but getting Cassius Winston, a really good backup point guard who could easily replace Ish Smith immediately, and you're also going to give yourself a future second, and then you add on a steal in Denny Avdija. That's just a great draft for them. What do you guys think about these grades? Who do you think had the best draft? Who do you think had the worst draft day? Comment down below your opinions, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Peace out, guys.